What's going on, guys? I had a moment in my schedule. I've got a 4 o'clock call I've got to jump onto, but had a little bit, and I figured I'd hop on and do a live. So I'm just going to wait for some people to get in here. And as soon as you hop in, ask any questions that you have, and then I can answer them. Fire away. So I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have regarding starting a PPC agency, getting a freelancing job, selling Google ads, managing Google ad campaigns, building them, optimizing, whatever you got. So fire away. Ask your questions for me. Anybody got any questions for me? MM, what's going on? MM, what's your name? What's going on, guys? Ask your questions. Fire away with whatever you have. Marco, what's up? Marco, you've been on a few of these. Ask a question for me. What can I help with? All right, I'm gonna do a little work in the background until I get some questions going in. Anybody? Nothing? All right, I'm just going to start talking. So January was very busy. I haven't tallied up the total number of new clients, but somewhere between 15 and 20. So it was a busy month, and it's been a busy last 3 months. We've taken on one new client in February so far. So, all right. Joseph writes, give me an example of a cold email you've sent out to prospective clients. We've sent a ton of different variations. My favorite are the simplest ones. I would do it niche specific. So I would build my email list, again, niche specific, and then I would write something specific to that niche, to that particular client. So I might ask if they have more capacity to take on whatever it is, whatever they call their jobs. So if you're emailing a roofing company, it might be like, do you have capacity to install 5 new roofs this month? Something like that. And keep it super short, 1 or 2 sentences. Keep in mind, a cold email is not a sales email. All it is to get your foot in the door and to have a conversation, to take it from the internet to the phone and have an actual conversation. So, and you'll see that in our direct mail course as well. Same methodology, super short letters for direct mail. I think direct mail letter is 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 sentences long. Super, super short. The purpose of the letter, the purpose of the email is not to sell what it is you do. It's to generate interest and to get an appointment. That's all it is. MM, man, I've been stuck on picking a niche like a whole month now. Do you think it's worth it, or should I just start reaching to everybody? Give me a little more context, Marco. Do you have any clients at this point? Are you starting from brand new, or are you breaking in? Do you have a day job? Do you have a certain amount of revenue you have right now? Give me a little bit more context, so that I can help you attack it. Because different advice. If you were at 10K a month, I'd say something different than if you're at 0 a month. Joseph, I have an email list of about 300 dog care Dog daycares. I'm looking at target. So ask a quick question, short question, gain attention. Yeah. That's a niche I would send direct mail to. I like that niche for direct mail because your ability to get a hold of the owner is going to be pretty good. I like that email. I like that market for cold email. I like that market for cold calling as well. For that, I might ask, what do they call it in dog daycares? Do they call it? I'd have to think about what they call it. Like, what are they? A roofer would call it a roof installation or a roofing job. What do they call taking in like a trying to think of what the word would be. Work with me on that one. I'm a little stuck on what they call dogs. Like a hotel would call it a reservation. Do they call it reservations in doggy daycare? I don't know exactly what they call it. Our work in that space has not been doggy daycares. It's been more in and around kennels. They do some doggy daycare. We do have ag groups for that. But if you know it, throw it out there, and I can help walk you through it. That's awesome to hear, Jeff. I'm glad it was helpful. Have you started mailing yet, or picked a niche and written a letter? If you have, and if you're stuck on anything, shoot me an email. I can proofread it or offer any advice. I appreciate it. Marco, I have no clients right now, and I'm trying to start a PPC agency. I'm currently living with my parents, so I'm covered in basic needs. Okay, cool. Do you like cold calling? What's your personality? Are you more suited towards sales, or are you more suited towards actually managing the campaigns? Boarding. Okay. So boarding, daycare. Okay. Now, Joseph, would they call it daycare reservations, or would they call it daycare spots? What would they call it? And do they call them dog clients? How do they refer to their client? They call them dog clients, or give me an idea of what they refer to them as. Marco, so walk me through your skill set. Are you more sales oriented or more Google Ads oriented, where you want to stay behind the computer and do that? So just to give you some context, I'm more sales oriented. My business partner Rob is more behind the scenes oriented. So yin and yang. I like what he doesn't, and he doesn't. You know what I mean? Opposites attract type of thing. Cold calling is tough. You're right. Cold calling is tough, especially if you don't have a good script or don't master your objections that you're going to hear. The trick with cold calling is you got to realize that you're only going to hear the same 5 or 10 objections over and over again. And most times they're not objections. They're just brush offs. They're people trying to get off the phone. So if you have a quick response to get past that brush off, it'll make your life a lot easier and make cold calling that much more effective. If you don't have something internalized and you're doing it, you're coming from a place of fear, and cold calling can be brutal. I've been there. It's a terrible place to be. So if you can figure out what your objections are going to be, your brush offs are going to be, and have a script for them, it'll be very helpful. I think our cold calling script course that we're going to do is actually going to be initially right inside of the agency course that we do. We're not going to sell it as a standalone just yet. In the meantime, the book right up here, Sell the Meeting by Scott Channel, is a really good book on that. And then $1 Million Rebuttal is another good book on cold calling that I think might be helpful for you. Okay, now having just said all that, you just said I'm more behind the scenes. Okay, so you're going to need to figure out a way to generate leads so that you can sell them, because if you are going to stay behind the scenes, which is totally fine, you do still need to be actively in market and generating leads and sales, or else you're going to have a very small business forever. So my strong suggestion would be to get comfortable with selling, or at least having sales conversations. Selling does not need to be, you don't have to think of a used car salesman for it to be very effective. It just doesn't need to be that. So I would say get comfortable with selling, get comfortable with people saying no to you, get comfortable with people questioning you. And I've mentioned these books a million times on here. Power Phone Scripts was a book that opened my eyes. That's where I realized that everything is formulaic. No one asks new questions. Everyone asks the same questions. They're just said a little bit differently. And if you can internalize those answers to those questions, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Power Phone Scripts, Sell the Meeting by Scott Channel, and then Selling Local Advertising by Claude Whitaker, I think is a no-brainer book for you, just to get comfortable with it. Get comfortable with selling this stuff. Alternatively, if you don't want to sell, you could always go get a job in an agency or get a job internally with someone looking to hire a PPC manager. Having said that, you're going to be capped with how much you can make. The people making a lot of money in this are people, in-demand freelancers and agency owners that can sell their services. Jeff, the last book I mentioned was Selling Local Advertising by Claude Whitaker. The book looks just like this, but it's a different version. This is one called Closing. Same cover, but it's Selling Local Advertising. Awesome book. I interviewed him on the channel. If you guys are looking for more content, he's a good dude. I really enjoyed our conversation, and he is extremely knowledgeable. And the book's easy to read. I think it's like maybe 100 pages, 150 pages, something like that. But it's like it's just an awesome guide. All right, Joseph, like Canine Adventures, the company name is a dog daycare. Their clients are people's dogs, but still need to make sure the owner is satisfied. True. Okay. You might just say clients then. Do you have capacity to take on an extra 20 new clients next month for doggy daycare, something like that, or for boarding, or for training? I'd pick whatever the high profit item is. I'm pretty sure doggy daycare is the high profit item in there, or boarding, and speak to that in the cold email, and speak to that in the cold calling, and speak to that in the direct mail. You want to pick the highest profit item, even if you're going to advertise and market for all the other services. Speak to the highest profit one, because that's going to get the attention. Appreciate it, man. I'm looking to start and grow an agency, though I'm having trouble different. Okay. I'd say keep going through our videos, keep watching everything, keep getting more acclimated with how this stuff all works. Start reading more business books and get comfortable with, having business conversations with somebody. It may make sense. It might. Well, first of all, I would go read the books I just mentioned in terms of selling, and then I'd say go buy our agency course when it comes out. But that's a little bit that's at least another month out. Adam, any advice for running ads for a local gym? I would say probably Facebook ads for a local gym. I know tons of guys that run Facebook ads for local gyms and do really well. If you're going to do gym ads with Google ads, just do it within a reasonable radius around it, because people aren't going to travel super far to go to a gym like they might for, like, say, an orthopedic doctor. So keep it, within probably a 10-mile radius around it, unless you're in an area that there aren't a lot of gyms and they've got to travel for it. And go that route, and then just go specific to localized keywords. Gym near me, best gym in XYZ town, gym in XYZ town, stuff like that. Keep it simple, but go low down the funnel. Don't go how to lose weight or anything generalized or how to get in shape. You want to go straight down to people looking for exactly what it is that you do. Stuck on the niche part. Have you gone through our video, our 2 videos on niche selection, niches to target, niches to avoid? Thoughts on Seth Jared? Christian, I have no idea who Seth is. Seth Jared. I still don't know who he is. Cool. I don't know. I see he's got a YouTube channel. I'll check it out. I don't know. I'm not familiar with him. Cool. I do not know him, but I will. I'll subscribe to his channel. Check out a few videos. What are your thoughts? Sufan, sir, can you tell me how to sell online courses by YouTube ads? I cannot. I do not know. I do not really offer YouTube ads, and we're not really an e-commerce. We're definitely not an e-commerce PPC company, so I'm not your guy for that. I would go to YouTube and type in YouTube ads tutorial e-commerce, because it is a course sale is e-commerce. So that's probably what I would look up. Jeff, yeah, we're going to put out an agency course. We're building out the outline now, and then I'm going to bang it out. And it's going to be basically packaging all of our courses together, but then also basically how to start everything from scratch, and then how to sell it, how to manage the back end of it. Everything that we do internally is going to be in the agency course. And then here's one thing, guys. We're kind of mulling around the idea of would it be helpful if we offered, so I get a lot of requests for coaching and kind of, coaching, if you were, or consulting, if you will. We charge $350 an hour for consulting. I think that's out of reach for a lot of guys looking to start an agency. I don't think it's really applicable. Would a coaching program be a better fit, where we put all of our courses behind a paywall and had some sort of a forum where people could answer or ask questions? I don't want to do it on Facebook, in a Facebook group, because pardon my French, but I hate Facebook. And I don't want to be beholden to another Facebook group. But if it was, say, a forum or something like that, would a monthly price for all of our content and updated content, and then I don't know, like a biweekly coaching call, would that be of interest for you guys? I'm curious to see if anyone wants to drop a comment in here or whatever. Something we're mulling around internally. Garav, I create a campaign targeting US, but campaign is not getting enough impressions to perform. Bid is around $1 per click with target impression share. Oh, hang on one sec. Target impression share strategy. What should I do? Okay, your bid is around $1 per click, but I have no idea what the market's cost per click is. So I need way more context on that, Garav, to be able to help you there. Give me the niche. Give me what the average click cost is in the market. Give me a little bit more context. Joseph, is direct mail costly? How much should you say each letter to a business is? I'm definitely thinking about getting the direct mail course. The way we priced it was with your first mailing and the course cost, you should be able to get an ROI on your first client in the first month that you take on somebody. The amount of mail you send out, it depends. How much capacity you have to take on new business. I would start out on the smaller end, a couple hundred pieces to start, and then go from there and test it. The way we look at it is when we send it out, we know we're going to get a month one return on it. And it's just a matter of how much new clientele can we take on at any given time. Other thing with it is you send out direct mail, say day one, you're going to get leads that drip in for a good period of time after it. Nice little Easter eggs that drop in that we don't necessarily tie into the day one ROI of it. So as far as cost per piece, you're probably around, I think I went through this the last video, you're probably around 70 cents to $1.25 per piece, depending on if you're going to do it yourself in-house versus hiring a mail company. We use Yellow Letter HQ, and I want to say we pay $1.25 per piece now, but don't hold me to that. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less. If we're doing it in-house, you figure a live real stamp is 50 cents. You figure a piece of paper and then that portion of ink on the ink cartridge plus an envelope, I put it at like 20 cents. something like that. So, and then if you factor in your time, what your time value is and how many of these things you can stuff per minute, but that's endless at that point. So I would say 70 cents on the lower end. You might even be able to drive that cost down a little bit more, but yeah, hope that helps. It's cheap enough, especially if you're offering other services besides just Google Ads. You can get a legitimately serious ROI very quickly with direct mail. So I'm a fan. And then also one thing, I was going to make a video today talking about marketing your marketing agency, but truth be told, I'm exhausted. I was up way too late watching the show on Amazon, and I didn't want to put out a shitty video, and I'm just tired. So I decided to do a live Q&A, and because I can answer questions on the fly like this. And the video I was going to do was about marketing for a marketing agency and how to bring in new clientele. And the idea being, you've got like a life cycle of different strategies you can use or different strategies you can use at different times in your business. So the goal, Mecca, is going to be inbound leads. So you want to get to the point where your business is known enough or positioned enough that you're getting inbound leads, because those are going to be your cheapest and they're going to be the highest closing rates. Inbound leads are going to close higher than anything. And it's just awesome. Once you get to the point where you have inbound leads, it's awesome. I'm assuming most of you don't have that right now. So what do you have to do? You've got to use outbound strategies before you can get to that inbound. So inbound would be stuff like organic SEO, YouTube videos, pieces of content you've got, referrals, strategic alliances, things like that. Okay. Before you can get to that point, you've got to have outbound. So that's cold calling, cold emailing, direct mail. That's your tip of the spear activities to bring in business that you can then take some of that profit, reinvest it into long-term strategies. So immediate, midterm, long-term. And I would love for everyone to just start at inbound, but that's not the reality. You've got to, I got something on my lip here. You've got to have enough leads flowing in to get enough deal flow coming in to get some profit, so you can reinvest it into your business to get to that golden space of inbound leads. It just takes time. All right. Nico, wow. Was just going to give you guys a call, find out about more hiring you guys. Awesome. Perfect. Nico, give me a shout. Not right now, unless you want to hop on live. If you want to give me a call live, I can answer your questions live on a call. We could share with everybody here. If anybody wants to ever do that, hop on and do a coaching session. If I can record it and put it on YouTube, I'm willing to do that. Jeff, you've been keeping me company on my V8 MD. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Any way to reach you directly? I'd like to shoot you an email to get your opinion on my next move. Yep. Just submit your information on our white label PPC page, Jeff. Request pricing, and in there's a message box, and you could write a message and let me know what's cooking, and we can go from there. Christian, I'm debating on buying Seth Jarrett's course in digital marketing. Most of his videos consist of his students' testimonials after taking his course and finding a job. Other YouTubers vouch for him as well. Awesome. I have literally no context on who he is or what he offers, but if his testimonials look good and they look on the up and up, awesome. Go for it. Let me know how you make out. I'm always curious. Christian, I want to get into digital marketing, but don't know where to start. Do you want to own your own business, or do you want to get a job somewhere? Give me an idea of getting into digital marketing. What does that mean? And there's nothing wrong with getting a job somewhere. Some people want jobs, some people want to freelance, and some people want to own companies. And when I say freelance, if you're a freelancer, you own your own company. And you have to generate your own leads and do your own sales. So you let me know, and I can keep answering it. Jeff, with real estate direct mail is a long-term play. Do you plan on a quarterly direct mail or one-time mailing? Jeff, are you a real estate investor? Your direct mail, putting my kids to use. Yeah, I definitely agree. My kids are 2 and 4, so they're not there just yet, but maybe at some point in the near future I will be putting them to use. Yeah, I like if I needed a surge of clients quickly, I would be doing direct mail probably every month. We get a decent amount of inbound leads right now, so I don't need to hit it that hard at the moment. But if there was a lull, I'd start attacking it again. What else you guys got? Jeff, are you a real estate investor or agent? Oh, here we go. I both rentals and do real estate as an agent. My comment was more for picking up digital market. Yep. Awesome. We've got Jeff. We've got a bunch of clients in the real estate investing space. Portfolio guys, wholesalers, flippers, some that just buy rentals as well. So we do a bit in that space. But yes, getting digital marketing leads with direct mail. Awesome. Cool. What else you guys got? All right, Chase McDude. All right, Chase asks, where Rob optimizes the campaigns by adjusting bids for mobile versus desktop traffic, so only target mobile users or what? It depends. Some niches are better 100% mobile, so you'll see device adjustments based on that. Sometimes you'll see your mobile is converting better, and you'll make a slight adjustment because desktop is still converting, just a slower volume or lower volume, I should say. So yeah, your adjustments, you can adjust it based off of mobile, desktop, tablet. Typically, most places we're turning off tablets in general because getting someone to call from a tablet, we just haven't seen much success with it. So we don't typically go after tablet traffic. And then it's a matter of how much desktop traffic do we want. Not Nab Bagalo. I think I just butchered that. What do you think of Five Below? I'm investing. We were talking about real estate investing before. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not your guy for stocks, unfortunately. Joseph, how do you feel about getting into your niches, Facebook groups, answering questions, and clients that way? I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think awesome book I have, and I've talked about it a million times. Getting everything you can out of all that you've got. Did I just butcher that? Getting everything you can out of all of you've got by Jay Abraham. Jay Abraham is like the most famous marketing consultant ever. And he's got this strategy of preeminence. And preeminence is basically doing everything you possibly can for your client, being there for them no matter what. I would Google, if I were you guys, I would go Google Jay Abraham's strategy of preeminence. And the strategy of preeminence plays into content for your clients and answering questions for your clients and being there for your clients. So yeah, that plays into going into Facebook groups and answering questions. If you could become known as the trusted advisor in a particular niche or a particular group, you will get business from it. It plays well in Facebook groups. It plays well in LinkedIn groups. It plays well. I'm sure it's going to play well in the new app Clubhouse. I'm in here answering questions for you guys, deploying the strategy of preeminence, because I know if I could become a trusted advisor for you, I may not see a reward from it day one, but I'll see a reward for it at some point in the future. So it's an awesome strategy. It takes effort. It takes time. Gary Vee deploys the strategy of preeminence by putting out his life and putting out all his advice onto social media. That is a strategy of preeminence. In there's more to it, but that's it as an example. So yeah, Joseph, I do like that a lot. Garav, in Keyword Planner, that keyword is $4 in bidding column. Should I increase bid? I'm targeting in health domain. Yeah, I would definitely bid higher. If you're at $1 and it's telling you $4, I would definitely go higher. I would look at search impression share. Are you getting any impressions right now? But if you're at $1 and it's telling you $4, you're pretty off. So yeah, I would see where you're at impression wise, and then potentially look at the types of keywords you're bidding and maybe go lower down the funnel. That might help. It's really hard for me to diagnose something from the outside looking in. It's like you're inside, locked in the closet. I'm outside the building and I'm trying to guess what's going on the inside. So I need as much context as you guys can give me. The better off we all are. Christian, I want to do digital marketing, hoping to get a job, but I have zero experience. Where would you personally recommend I start in terms of learning? YouTube University. And I don't mean YouTube University as an actual place or a thing that YouTube offers. It's go to YouTube and start watching videos. And don't watch the hype videos about Lamborghinis and stuff like that. Go to videos of people actually doing tutorials and how you do this and how you build this campaign and how you optimize this. That's the stuff you're gonna want to learn. Courses are great. I love courses, but actually watching people do it is also really important as well. So I like, on our channel, we like the optimization videos and the build videos where we're actually inside building stuff. We're not talking about theory, we're actually implementing it. And I think that kind of stuff is really helpful and important to see. I call it, catching how it's done in the wild. The real estate investing space is great at this stuff. Their YouTube, their niche's YouTube universe is awesome with showing how stuff is done. People will go on lives and they'll be cold calling, or they'll be closing deals, or they'll work through deals. Look for that kind of example within the digital marketing space in the role that you're looking to go into. So if it's Google Ads, check out our channel. There's other channels as well. We have a course on Google Ads. There are free courses out there. There's the Google Ads certification platform. If you wanted to do Facebook ads, go and find a Facebook course, or prior to that, go look at all the Facebook campaign tutorial videos. It could be YouTube ads. It could be writing SEO content. It could be performing SEO. It could literally be any number of things. Start delving into watching this stuff and see what you resonate with, and find out which path you want to go down. And then also find out if you like more the sales side of it or the actual nuts and bolts implementation of it, because that can direct which way you take these things as well. Jeff Northam, to clarify, lead gen ads, landing pages. Did I miss a question from you? Hang on one sec, Jeff. Oh yeah, I missed a lot of questions. Nathaniel, great course. How much direct mail should I be sending out each month if I want to onboard a couple of clients each month? I realize it depends on many factors. I appreciate it. Nathaniel just got our direct mail course. I would say it depends. It depends on your niche, the list you've built, your niche's response rate to your list, to your offer, and then also your sales closing skills. So a couple clients a month. So I'll say, you did say a couple, right? A couple. So it's a couple of two. I don't know. Start with a couple hundred. Start with 250, something like that. But you can't be afraid to spend money to acquire business. So start with 250. Call behind the letters to make them more effective, and then go from there and see what the response rate is. And if it's super low, tweak the letter, send it again. And if it's still low, you might have a list problem. So pick up the phone and call and start verifying, spot check a few addresses and make sure it is, it's correct. And then just keep iterating on it. But once you dial it in, you're going to have a system that you can send out and get clients when you need to. And it's pretty freaking awesome. Jeff, what is your opinion on good CTR for real estate ads? Okay, so you were saying down below for buyers. Jeff, I don't do a ton in retail real estate. Most of my experience in real estate is with real estate investors. And in that space, I want my click-through rate to be somewhere between 3 and 10%. I'd imagine you're going to be similar, but I don't know for sure because I don't run a lot of them. And there's a different approach between if you're doing like agent near me or buy-side real estate agent or agent in XYZ city versus say homes for sale in XYZ. You're going to take a different approach there. And it's going to be harder for you to compete against those massive billion-dollar brands in the homes for sale in XYZ space. So, I mean, just a general rule, I want to be over 2%. The higher, the better, but it depends. Chase, we just answered that question. We had 5 below. I think I missed a few questions here. How do you feel about getting into your niches, Facebook groups? I answered that. I went through that. Christian, I went to that. Okay, did that. Christian, I like the idea of starting an agency, but I'm also a really bad employee. I'm a shitty employee because I think like a lot of entrepreneurs think they can do things better. So I found it tough to be an employee places. And I wanted to do my own thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm unemployable, but I have a hard time with being employed. I get bored very quickly. Then I start to think of the margin of what it is that I'm selling or I'm doing. And I think of a way that I could potentially do it better. So that's a tough one for me. Sorry, I just had Rob just message me real quick. What is my favorite Selena Gomez song? That's an awesome question. I have no idea. I couldn't even name a single Selena Gomez song, let alone my favorite. I'm sure I've heard her songs. I just don't know off the top of my head. That's a great question, though. DeJordan, what are your best steps to get started? Google Ads certification, then watch YouTube videos, then join your course. It depends on if you're looking for a job or looking to start an agency. So starting an agency, I'd get more comfortable with the sales process. If you're going to get a job, I would go through the Google Ads certification process, watch tons of videos, watching people optimize videos so you can get comfortable with it. So you're not in day one just kind of like panicked as to what's going on. And then if you're looking for a job, just start hitting up job boards. Start, Facebook. There are Facebook groups. There's always people looking for jobs. There's Indeed, and there's Monster, and there's Craigslist, and there's Friends of Friends. I haven't looked for a job in a long time, so that's a tougher one for me to answer. But I know how to go out and get business, so I could talk about that side of it. Who do you recommend we watch on YouTube? Great question. I'd say our channel. Subscribe to our channel if you're not there already. There is another YouTube. There's another YouTube channel on Google Ads. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the name of it for you.